Hey everyone, how you doing? I'm in the middle of uploading something, so I don't want to start some other web design work. I want to leave it till tomorrow. Mainly because I've got my haircut appointment with my son Raheem later on, so I don't want to start something that I know I'm probably gonna have to stop later on. So makes sense to go live, right? I've kind of been doing far more lives than I normally would in the last week. I think I've enjoyed it a bit more. I feel, I don't know, a bit more free at the moment. Do let me know if the sound and the visuals are coming through okay. But I feel a bit more free, a bit more relaxed now that I'm back into doing whatever videos I want to do, to be honest. So yeah, that's really, really good. Just need to check that I am on public. So if anyone is watching, please do let me know. I've got a sneaky feeling I'm not live. Am I live? Am I live? I really do hate this when this happens because no, I'm live. I'm live. Yeah, I'm live. I'm live. Live, live, live. Hey Jack, how you doing? It's until you get your first comment, you always doubt if you're live or not. It's okay. For some reason, the on the left hand side of my screen, I have some like statistics for the when you go live, and it says how many people are viewing. I don't take much notice of that, but it says one, and I can see obviously there's a bit of a delay. Hey Carapace, hey Jack, hey Frank, hey Rory, hey Flippin' Sun. Harasno. Did I pronounce that right? Jack says he's having a bit of a nightmare. I said to myself this morning, is Imran live? Hell no. What's the nightmare you're having, Jack? So, funny story, okay. I before I started any work, as I was turning on all of my machines and stuff, I set my camera up on a tripod over there, and I was going to record myself turning on my equipment, and I was going to release a short video about 4 minutes long showing you the steps I take when I'm about to record. So, obviously turn things on, turn on the lights, close the curtains, put on a light that shines back there, turn on the lights behind me, maneuver the microphone. I use a stick to make sure I've got no fluff on me. Um, I was gonna do all of that. Oh, Mark, is it a bit out of sync? Do you know what, Mark? That usually means that I should have rebooted my machine. I have found that if I'm using the machine for a long period and then I go live, it's slightly out of sync. So I have to reboot and then everything just squashes together. So sorry about that. If anyone has got a bit of out of sync, I apologize for that. Um so Jack says, so the elements bar on elemental left-hand side, I want to move it. The elements bar on elemental left-hand side. Ah, right. Okay, you want to move it. Um when you okay, so when you say you're having trouble when recording, what do you mean by that? Do you mean like when you're recording a video? That's when you're getting a problem. Is that what you mean, Jack? Can you just clarify that a little bit? This is a good time for my location. The night chat's like 2 a.m. for me. Ah, where are you based, Frank? If it's 2 a.m., does that mean you're in... That would place you in Greece? Italy, Greece, Dubai, Saudi Arabia? Where would that place you? Where would that place you? Hey, Phil, how you doing? Bali. Bali. Wow. What is the weather like in Bali right now? Anyway, I recorded this video this morning just of me setting things up. And then I realized when I played it back that for some reason, the face tracking, when it tracked me, it cut off. Like it went up to here. So it cut off like all of my lower sections. So in the shot, you could see bits of my screen and stuff, but you could see loads of this part and my head, but not the rest of it. And I was like, what? I can't use this. So Jack says he's got a portrait monitor. I want to record it in 1080 time. Is that because you want to use it for TikTok videos or YouTube shorts? What's your thinking behind that? What's your thinking behind that? Obviously, you want to record in the portrait style, but what is your real? I mean, where are you going to put them? Are you going to put them on TikTok, YouTube Shorts? Is that what you're thinking of at the moment? It's winter. It's 24 degrees. Oh, gotta love it, Frank. Right, it's winter. 24 degrees. 24 degrees here is like heat wave territory, right? Anything over 22 is heat wave territory in the UK. In fact, anything over 21 is classed as a heat wave these days here. But we're going to have like weather hitting 29, 30, possibly 31. It's going to be a very hot weekend, that's for sure. My freezer, not my freezer, but my fridge will be stacked with Pepsi Mats. That I can tell you for sure. So Jack says that he's got it split. So 40% of the screen is me top and 60% bottom is my screen. So I have the browser. I was like, yeah, I get that. But is that because you're going to be sticking it on TikTok and stuff like that? Because I need to get a bit more understanding. Where are you going to put these videos? Because you could, if you want, just use a normal horizontal. And then when you record, you would only record a section of the screen and you could adjust it in OBS or something like that. Yeah, TikTok and Insta Reels, yeah. So if you imagine, you could record horizontal, right? And then you could, yeah, you could record horizontal, okay? And you could you could shrink down the size of your elemental screen and then have yourself recording over here. And then when you edit it, you would just move the elemental screen off the canvas after you've recorded. So when you're editing, and that way you won't see the side bit and you can pop yourself above. But you just got to bear in mind though that sometimes your resolution gets a little bit messed up. That's one thing I learned. So I was using my 49 incher over here. It used to be here. And I would use, how to explain this, right? Imagine this is my 49-inch screen, right? I would record up to about somewhere here. So I would size my screen, but I would miss about roughly, I've still got the marking, about nearly an inch off the bottom, and it would go up to about, give or take, just over a third of the screen in width. And then when I did that, that would be like what I would call the 1920 by 1080. The trouble is, though, is that when I stick that into OBS, it's not actually 1920 by 1080 because this 49 incher is 3840 times 1080. The resolution's not right. And even with OBS, where you have scaling, Lanzarote or whatever scaling they use, it was never crisp. So a lot of my earlier videos, when you're looking at the screen, it wasn't crisp. Then I went to the Asus Pro Art monitor, which is a full 3840 by 2160, a proper 4K. Now, when I do my background bass and all that, it's proper damn good. So Jack has now just sent me a photo. Yeah. Okay, yeah, cool. So my thinking is, Jack, is that if I was you, okay, I would, in fact, I'll show you on screen. I'll show you on screen what I'm talking about, okay? I'll show you on screen what I mean. So let me just go to, let me show you what I'm talking about, right? So let me do it on screen, Jack, because it might make a bit more sense if I log into my screen. Better make sure I'm not showing my password at the moment, because that could be dangerous, right? That could be so dangerous. Dangerous. Right, okay, so let me show you what I'm talking about, okay? Let me just go to a page. Any page will do. Any page will do. I think something like that. Stop talking about your 49-incher, Mark Harris says. Don't be so jealous. Don't be so jealous. You nasty boy. You nasty, nasty man. Right. So let me... how shall I do this? How shall I do this? Right. Okay. So I'm going to do my mini-me. Boop, 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 boop. Like, oh, I've gone completely wrong here. Right. So let's say I've got my screen. Okay. And then, oh, this is going to be really stupid now. I'm going to get this all wrong. So I'm going to try to do this properly. So let's say I do something like... something like I'm getting this all wrong now. I'm getting this so wrong. I'm getting this so wrong, right? You have to play around with it, right? You got to play around with it, okay? Right? So what you would do is when you record in OBS, you'll have yourself, like how I am right now, and then you'll have the screen, right? Then when you go to edit it, wherever you're editing it, you will only show this part of the screen and you'll hide whatever you don't want to show. You'll have to think about that a bit, right? You'll have to hide whatever bit you don't want. And then where you got your face, because it's technically there as well, you're literally sandwiching the two bits of footage. It's the same footage, and then you chop off what you don't want to do. That's what I would do if that sidebar is such a pain. The only thing you have to bear in mind, though, that is that if it's a tutorial, you know, if it's a tutorial where you're showing someone how to do something, then you would probably need to see the sidebar. If not, then I would go to preview. Then preview doesn't give you the sidebar, so it very much depends on... crap, I've got all over the place now. Very depends on what you're kind of showing, really, kind of thing. Let me just pop this all back over here. So it very much depends on your aim, but that's why I'm saying that, you know, because if you record normally horizontal, because horizontal, that is 19, depending on your screen size, mine is 3840 by 2160. You might have 1920 by 1080, whatever. So the height of your entire screen is 1080. And then when you stick it into editing, you'll have that bit and you can slide to hide that bit. And then you've got your face, which you can crop down, sandwiched over across the top. You can do it in OBS. You can do it in OBS. So like, I mean, I'm not explaining this very well. So I'm going to try again to see if I can explain this, right? So you could do, let me just do this again. So you could have done like, I don't know, let's say, la 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 la. So you could do something like that. I mean, it's not brilliant, right? And then you would take your face. You would take your face or something like. Where are we? Where are we? Where are we? I'm gonna get this so wrong. I'm worried I'm gonna get this so. Right. Okay. Yeah. You could shrink it down. And then, look, I'm getting this wrong because I'm messing around. I'm trying to do this on the fly, and I'm getting this so wrong at the minute. But you would, you know, scale it how you want and then position it. So you're getting, because you know the height of my screen is 2160. I'm not going to do this now because I'm going to, you have to do this in a methodical way. And I'm not doing this in a very good methodical way. But what you do is if it's a 2160 or a 1080, you know your height is 1080. So then you would now go, right, how big do I want my face and how big do I want the screen below? And then the bit with the side bit, you'll have pushed over to the right-hand side. And that should do it. It's all about working with what you got. And then, because you kind of got the estate. You kind of got the estate there to do it. You kind of got that. Yeah. I mean, I'm not too sure. I mean, they used to, I just want to double check, but there used to be a way that you could actually pick up the sidebar. I don't think there used to be a way. There used to be a way. I don't think you can do that anymore. No, you can't. There used to be a way you could pick that all up and move it to the right-hand side, but then you're still going to get a similar kind of problem. Yeah, that was it. It was a user preference, wasn't it? It was in there. If I go to site settings. No, no. No, it's gone now. Or I can't see it. Anyway, hey Pancho, how you doing? So there we go. That was completely non-WordPress related, but it was kind of good fun anyway. So I'm loading this video to YouTube. It's 145 gigabytes. It's only 40 minutes, but it's been uploading for the last hour, and it says 2 hours and 41 minutes left. And I'm like, what? Why is it taking that bloody long? And my upload speed, if I just check, is pretty damn fast. But it's taking forever to upload it. Click the, do you know what? Because I don't really mess around with the user preference, I have no point in doing it. Yeah, I don't normally, if I'm honest, I never really bother with that. But let me just check. Yeah, it's definitely not there. It's definitely that. I mean, the thing is though, if you pick up the sidebar and you stick it to the bottom, you're gonna have to. It gets very, very messy really, really quickly, doesn't it? Because like, then it becomes really, really tricky, in my opinion, because it's like, not only do you have to put it at the bottom, then you have to resize it. Then you got to make sure, I don't know, the scrolling works on it and all of that. So, have you tried using ChatGPT? In fact, have you tried to pick up, have you downloaded the page source to your hard drive, then uploaded to ChatGPT to see if that could advise you any better? So yeah, I mean, there is the quick edit. I mean, I don't know. Just be careful what you do. Just be careful what you do, because sometimes I always find that sometimes when you mess around with some things, you don't want it to completely cock it up. Because that would kill you, right? If you suddenly realized it was, let me just double check. Yeah, okay, yeah, cool. I'm not gonna mess around with it anymore. I don't want to mess it up. Yeah. So I recorded this video, which is based on something someone said to me yesterday, and it's about how I know a lot of people, some of you that are watching, some of you have tried it, some of you don't know where to start, where you've wanted to start a YouTube channel, and either you're not feeling confident about it, or you don't know where to start, or you don't even know if it's worth doing. I remember when I started the YouTube channel, some people said to me, why are you doing this? There's already lots of big players out there. And at that time, the most well-known people were Paul, Ferdy, Reno. There were others as well, but when it came to like really respected, they were very much respected in the field. And then you had others, and they were also respected, but they weren't as big in terms of subscribers. You had Dave Foy, Jeffrey, Darrell Wilson had a lot as well. Is it Web Monkey? Web Monkey? And there was quite a few. And I remember when I started, a lot of people said to me directly, you're foolish. There's already enough out there. What are you going to do that's any different? And I was like, well, I'll be doing things my way. And I have a lot to share, and I like to solve problems. They also have a lot to share and do. Jim Fahad, he was another one. There were quite a lot. And I like to look at like where was I then 4 years ago, June 2021, and where am I now? How the channel's grown, the community, the Facebook group, um, reputation, um, you know, the fact that some people will like you, some people will hate you, all of that stuff, right? If I had taken on board what some people had said 4 years ago, I think I'd be kicking myself with why didn't I do it? Why didn't I start? And I do think that if anyone here wants to start a YouTube channel or a TikTok or something to do with building web pages, building websites, maybe you're really good at like vibe coding or code snippets or using AI and stuff like that, then you need to get in. Just get started. You know, don't let anyone stop you from doing something you want to do. But you've got to be consistent and you've got to be in it to win it. All right. It's not a game. Hey, Charlie, how you doing? How are you keeping, my friend? Hope you and the kids are okay. So it's not a game. It's not a competition. How quick can I get 1,000 subs? How many views am I getting? It's not that. But if you're going to do it and commit to it. A video a week, 2 videos a week, right? Try and get into your head when you're going to do it and do it. And if you know you're going to be holiday for 2 weeks, pre-record your videos and upload and schedule them, right? I've got videos uploaded and scheduled until September the 22nd. No, hold on. 19, 20, 21. Yeah, 22nd. September 22nd. And try to find what you want to talk about. What is your area, right? Take Charlie from Thailand Divers. Obviously, Thailand Divers goes to Thailand a lot, or not. I don't know how often he goes. He could start doing a YouTube channel about Thailand. When you land in Thailand, where do you go? Where's the taxis? What do you got to watch out for? What do you watch for? Where'd you go to eat? Where'd you hang out? You know, all of his little stuff like that. So people can start to engage with you and start to trust you with what you tell them. Good question, John B. Good question. I found that I didn't have to use that. I did nearly put that in, but then I just found I didn't have to do that. I mean, you could, if you want, take the code, stick it into ChatGPT and say, would adding fetch priority high make a big difference? Or would it make it even better or more robust? There was a reason, and I can't remember exactly the reason because I recorded that video about a week and a half ago. So I'm going to apologize and say I can't recall the exact reason. But you could take that code, stick it into ChatGPT and say, would fetch priority high make a big difference? So going back onto YouTube, right? What you don't want to do is release a video on, and I'm going to use an example here, on Elementor week 1, and then on week 2 you do bricks, then on week 3 you do Canva, and then week 4 you do DaVinci Resolve, and then on week 5 you do something to do with the latest iPhone that's coming out, because people will be like, what are you? What are you doing? Are you, are you a tech channel? Are you a website channel? Are you an elemental channel? Where are you going with this kind of thing? And once you become big enough, you can start to mix a little bit and people will forgive you. I've done a lot of talking videos, but I do think that there's a fair amount of people who they've got the appetite and the desire to start a channel, but they don't stick at it. They do a video and then they disappear and then they try to come back. Or what they do is they try and latch on to someone else's growth. So I've offended quite a few people who have come to me and said, look, I've started a new channel. Can I put the link for my video in the Web Squadron Facebook group? And I've said no, for the simple reason that I've grown that Facebook group. It's on the back of effort, takes time, trust, transparency, honesty, and all of that. If you want to grow your channel, you need to do it organically. Because that's what I did. I did it organically. I didn't get a helping hand. Sure, I put my videos on the Elemental Facebook group, but that was as a response to a question. So, you know, with anything, I believe, right? I believe that with anything you want to do, right? It's like, I'll tell you what it's like. I think all of us have done this at some point, or someone's done it to you, is you start a business or you do something and then you tell your friends and family to let other people know. And you don't even know if they do or not, or how passionate are they about it. Oh yeah, they might tell someone, oh yeah, my brother's doing this. Oh yeah, my son's doing this, blah, 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 whatever, right? And when people do that, it starts to feel false. You know, I remember someone coming up to me and they said, oh yeah, my cousin's just released a single, a song. Go and buy it. I don't even know who your cousin is. I don't know what your cousin looks like. I don't know what the song is. Right? They then told me the name, but I've never heard it. I don't know what genre it is. I don't even know if I like it. But they're going around telling everyone, yeah, you can buy it now. Yeah, go to Apple. You can buy it. Download it. Go to iTunes. You can download it. Go on. Have you downloaded it? Have you downloaded it? Have you downloaded it? That's not organic. Right? It's, and for like 1 day or 2 days, sales might jump up. Visitors to your website might jump up. The amount of people engaging with you on Twitter might jump up, and then it will dive. It will nosedive down because they'll do it once and never again. And you get super excited about the fact that your business took off. Your business never took off. When your friends and family tell other people, the other people, out of interest or commitment, may go in and look at your website or your product or your song or what you've done or your video. But they are probably not going to buy anything. They just went in to look. They're not real customers. So you need to do it organic. Get stuff out there, build up momentum, and then hopefully you'll build up a community. So what Phil says there is fetch priority would not directly affect time to first byte. Fix underlying issues first. Fix your underlying code base first. Yeah, I think that's kind of the gist of where I went, because there was a reason, and I can't recall exactly. Hey Kev, first live I've managed to catch in months. Didn't you join another one not long ago, or yesterday even? Didn't you join one not long ago? But yeah, like I would say, John, yeah, is that at the end of the day, right, the snippets I create are just code snippets based on what I think they should be. There is no real right or wrong answer, in my opinion. I think a lot of it will come down to subjectiveness and what you want to include. So I would say if you really do want to include fetch priority, double check in ChatGPT. Do you need it or not? And if it says, well, it's not a bad idea to stick it in, it might make it even stronger, just get it to rewrite the code to include that in there for you. And then you can go away and use it. Really, Kev? It was Christmas was your last one. Wow, that long ago. Where have you been? Maybe it's the wrong time of the day or not. So I got a video coming out. I may put it out tomorrow if it gets uploaded. I mean, I've been talking now for 28 minutes, 29 minutes. It's gone from 2 hours and 40 minutes to 2 hours and 34 minutes. I feel like maybe because I'm going live, I think I'm maxing out the resources. I think I'm just feeling my Mac Mini. It does feel a bit warm. I feel like I'm maybe maxing it out. So maybe I might, I don't know. I'll go for a bit more on this live chat, and then I might have to just switch it off because it's obviously hurting the Mac Mini. And that's a pain in the ass, that is, when that happens with like when you're uploading massive hunky-dory files. YouTube can be really slow. If you upload like a 5 gigabyte video, it's usually done within give or take 4 or 5 minutes. When you do a 50 gig video, you're looking at about half an hour ish. When you're doing 150 gig, because you really want to max out the quality, 10-bit bit rate, it's slow. It is really, really slow. No, don't worry, John. Yeah, I hope the code does work for you. Kev's been learning a lot of Jet Engine. Wonder if that's a contention statement. No, it's not. Absolutely okay to use Jet Engine. Sam, I used your snippet to add categories to pages. Then I created a page template to apply. So let me just get this right. You used a snippet that allows you to add category to pages. Then I'll just pop this on screen so people can follow it through as well. Then you added hold on a minute. I've lost something on my screen. There we go. Right. Then you create a page template to apply to all category A pages, another to apply to all category B, but Elementor can't apply them. Why not? It depends on, I don't know. I don't know. Are your pages very unique so you don't have a page that is category A and category B? Maybe. Because I know it works. I know it works because I've done it on a few websites where we had to resort to using that. There was like this directory website where we wanted to apply different styling depending on different locations in Ireland. So, as long as you've set the display conditions, and when you do actually go to that category or that page, which has been assigned to a category, is it not working at all on any of them? Really, Phil? You've got 2G. Like wow. 2 gig. Wow. Yeah, I've got fiber. But I find the speeds are like, this is right. I'm with Virgin Media, right? And Virgin Media are the only one that currently give us like the fastest speed. So my download speed is, I'm looking at it now, I'm doing a speed test. My download speed is 974 Mbps, megabytes per second, or is it megabits per second? I always get this wrong. My upload is only 63 megabits per second. And that does annoy me about Virgin Media, right? The upload is only, sometimes it goes up to 120 megabits per second. And that's quite rubbish. That really is crap. No, Elementor doesn't recognize you. I'm not sure what to say, Sam, because I know it works. I'm not sure what to say. I could look at it, but that then falls into a one-to-one consultation, so it's a slightly difficult one, but I know it definitely works. Have you got any other plugins? Have you right-clicked to inspect the console to see if you're getting any JavaScript warnings or errors pop up? Is there anything conflicting with it that's not letting it come through? Hey, Owen, how you doing? How's your Wednesday going? Wednesday's going okay. I'm just waiting for a really chunky 40-minute video to upload, and it's so slow. So bloody slow to upload. Yeah, just waiting for it to upload. I always feel like when a video's uploading slowly, I kind of almost stop working because I focus more on the video uploading, and I don't want to, push the RAM and all of that I've got a Mac Mini M2 Pro. It's got enough power and juice in it to do lots of hefty stuff, but when the video takes a long time, I don't want to max it out with too much. Don't worry, Owen. Look, the thing is, though, as long as you're busy, right? As long as you're working hard, that's all that matters. You shouldn't apologize if you're busy. That's always a good state to be in. I really do wish, right, that my wife was much better at recording videos, because I want to do a couple of videos where she's actually got the camera. I have found a lot of these cameras, like I've got the Insta 360 Flow 2 Pro over there. That is a really good gimbal. It's really good. But I have found, even with the DJI and even that one, the AI tracking, they're not that brilliant, right? They have a weird way of how they track you, and where they put you in the shot. They're not brilliant. And I like, so wish that she is appalling at taking video. She's one of those people, right, where so let's say my son's he had a rock concert last week, plays the bass guitar, and she's recording it like that. And I'm like, why have you not put your phone like that? You want the horizontal, because if you're going to watch it, you're probably going to watch it on TV. You're not going to put it on TikTok. You're not going to put it on Insta, right? By doing that, because you're trying to see the stage, he looks like that. But if you'd gone the other way, he would have been bigger, because it really gets me whenever I see people going on holiday sometimes and they're taking their photos like that, portrait mode. And I'm like, unless you're doing a selfie portrait video, flip it the other way. You get so much more, right? You get so much more. I know, Frank, digging my own grave. I've told her this, though. I've said to her many times, I thought you were creative. I thought you were a creative person. I've now come to realize you're not that creative at all. I mean, I shouldn't go on about it, but I'm jealous of some other content creators that I know where in their family, there's someone else. Some people are lucky where they have 2 other people in the family that can help them out with editing or recording or cover arts, or taking the load off their shoulders, and they can help out with stuff. I have to do everything myself, right? Like everything. I would love it, like, if I could hand over some of my video editing to her or someone, but nope. Don't trust them. They won't do it right. They won't slice it right. They won't stitch it right. So, Kev says, I'm using Code Snippets Pro, but I'm finding that some codes, even once triple check, don't work with code snippets, but fine when loaded straight. So the thing is, though, right, if you have code that works in Elementor, you're probably using script. If you stick that into code snippets, you ask ChatGPT, because it might not work as a script, so you might need to put it as a PHP function. It all depends on what the code is doing. So you can't always assume that what works in code snippets works as inside of a HTML JavaScripty bit of code. So you got to watch out for that. To be honest, with SB Font Photo, sometimes her and my son sleep downstairs because it's always cooler downstairs sometimes. So I just get to sleep upstairs on my own, which I actually prefer. Insta TikTok. Yeah, I mean, Insta TikTok is where... I'll tell you what, though, right? Insta TikTok is where the traction is. However, I have seen a lot of people who are on Insta TikTok and they get a lot of views, like a lot, but they don't have a big following. Or even those that do have a big following, they then try to start a YouTube channel. Because I think they realize you don't make a lot on TikTok unless you're selling a product, like TikTok Shop. So what they then do is they go to YouTube, and I have seen how some of them, like a few people, they've got like millions of followers on TikTok, right? On YouTube, and they've been on YouTube a while, and they put the same videos or a horizontal version, they're struggling to hit 10,000 subscribers. And so it's very easy to get a follower on TikTok. I mean, it's not easy. Don't get me wrong, right? It's not easy, but you can more readily. But then having them on YouTube, it doesn't always translate. I've spotted that. I have seen that quite a lot. You know, you see some people and they've been on YouTube now a year, but the growth, it's not comparable to the growth they get on TikTok. So if you had a line shot and says, right, as of this time last year, their YouTube growth is like that and their TikTok is like that. Do you know what I mean? So I don't think there's any proper science behind it, to be honest. Gemini, you are right. I find that today ChatGPT might be better than Gemini, Claude, and Grok. Tomorrow, Gemini might be better. The day after, Grok might be better. The day after, Claude might be better. I always feel like the superiority of which one to use flexes all the time because the machine's always learning. It's being fed stuff. There's always a new version. You know, every week there's someone going, Grok 3 has now got the best processor. And the next week, Claude has now got the best processor. You know, and then the week after that, Gemini's now got the best. And it always feels like we're never going to get to a point where we go, this is the ultimate one to use. Right? This is the you will never get better than X. That's it. That's the ultimate one you're going to get. Because they're continuously kind of improving machine learning. Hey, Real Studios, good to have you here. So Kev says, what's new for Web Squadron this year? What's new for learning Web Squadron? I'm not planning. Cursor AI. Yeah, Cursor AI, Lovable, Bold, all of that stuff as well. You know, they're all good. But again, you have this thing about Lovable was the flavor. No, was it Bolt before Lovable? I think Bolt was first. Was it Cursor? Oh God, I'm getting myself mixed up now. Anyway, right. One of them was first, then another came along, then another came along, and then the other one improved, and the other one improved, and you know, there'll be another one and another one after that, and you'll just have new stuff coming out all the time. Yep, Gemini's got video editing. Grok will apparently be releasing Grok 4. I think Mark Harris told me this week. I do find, though, that you got to have very deep pockets if you want to get dirty with video editing. And I've gone in and had a look, but I'm like, I don't need to do video editing with what they do, the whole AI thing, for my business or myself. And there is a danger that you jump on, you spend money to play around with it. All of a sudden you think you're Steven Spielberg or whatever. But what's your return of investment? Oh, but I got loads of views. So what? Right? I got loads of retweets. So what? So I do feel there is like this thing about, there is this little bit of a danger with AI where every time they bring out a new thing, people jump on it, spend money, make the company richer. But was there really a need for it for you? Unless it's good for your business and it's going to help you get clients. Okay. Sorry, there was a question, wasn't there? The question, there you go. Yeah, Kev MC. So learnwebsquadron.co.uk. I'm not planning any major new courses on that. I'm waiting for Elemental version 4 to flesh out a bit more. And then when it's fleshed out a bit more, then I may do a brand new course. But I don't think I'll release it on learn.websquadron.co.uk. I may change the way I approach courses. And I'll tell you why. I've got a lot of videos scheduled until September 22nd. Nearly all of them have been scheduled the old way. And when I say the old way, it was pre-July. Any videos that I record and upload now, and it won't be until, I would say, October that this will become the norm for all of my videos, except the live chat. You can't do it for the live chat, what I'm about to tell you. But any new videos I upload from last week, in a way, or even 2 weeks ago, no, last week, and going forwards, if you go to say, I don't know, the web accessibility video I did on Monday. Hey, Tark Angus, did you notice that if you go to the settings, you could change the audio from English to French, German, Italian, Spanish, Hindi, Portuguese, Korean, Japanese. I think Chinese was on there as well. Or not. I know Japanese and Korean definitely were. But did you notice that? So I'm now looking at this and going, there's an opportunity there. So I will probably be changing the way, yeah, absolutely, Kev. So go to Monday's video, the Web Squadron video. In fact, I'll show you. Should I put it on? I'll only put it on if someone in the live chat says, yeah, go ahead, Imran, put it on. Yes, put it on, Imran. We want to see it. Only if someone says put it on, will I put it on. So I'll just wait for someone to say, do they want to put it on? Yeah, okay, cool, right. So let me show you, all right. I'm going to... Whoops, wrong one. Wrong... Hello, can you hear me? Yeah. Why is it not working? My audio's not working. What's going on here? Can you hear the audio? Can you tell me if you could hear the audio then? Could you hear it? Could you do it? Could you do it? Might be because I'm not showing. Hold on. Here we go. Here we go. Here we go. Right. So... here we go. Right. So let me shrink myself down over here, right? And let's go with full screen. Something like that. Right. Okay, cool. Right. You'll hear it in a moment. Okay. So I just want to point out that if English isn't your first
Can you hear
language,
that?
go and click
Sorry, I'm
the
pointing the wrong way.
settings cog and
Can
go
you
and
hear
change your
that?
language. I've tried to
Can you hear
make
that?
this video as accessible as I can. Now, before we get started, I do want to mention a plugin you may want to install
right.
on your
Now let me show you,
WordPress
right?
website
Down
called
here,
Code Snippets. You can get
settings,
this plugin for free
right?
from the
You got
WordPress
audio track.
repository, and the
Let me just
only
move
reason I'm
myself out
asking
the
you
way.
to add this is because we will be using it
Let me
later
go
on for one of the items. And if you
to
go to
audio
the
track.
timestamp, you'll see
Over here,
what
look
I
at
mean. It's
this.
to do with skip to content.
I'm going to go to Hindi.
और अगर आप वाकई अपनी वेबसाइट की एक्सेसिबिलिटी बढ़ाना चाहते हैं तो आपको इसे ज़रूर जोड़ना चाहिए लेकिन सिर्फ इतना ही नहीं कुछ और कोड
Let's
स्निपेट्स हैं
go
जिन्हें मैं वीडियो
to
डिस्क्रिप्शन में लिंक करूंगा जो आप
Japanese.
コードスニペットがいくつかあります動画でも紹介しますコードスニペットの
Let's
使い
go
方がわからない
to
方のため
Korean.
를 위해 말씀드리자면
Squid
플러그인을
Games.
설치하고 활성화하세요. 그러면 새 스니펫을
No,
추가할
it's
수
built
있는
into
옵션이
YouTube.
표시됩니다. 나중에 다시
Built into
설명드릴
YouTube.
기능은 색상
And we
대비
can go to French.
Indicateur de contraste des couleurs. Donc, lorsque j'y reviendrai, assurez-vous d'avoir installé le plugin d'extrait de code. Obtenez le code gratuitement à partir du lien dans la description de la vidéo. Installez-le, activez-le
And
ou
I'll just do the
copiez-collez-le
final
et
one.
activez-le. Vous pourrez ensuite me suivre pendant que je
Let's
fais les
go
choses.
for Spanish.
Bien, comencemos. Un error común es crear una plantilla, asegurarse de usar la del encabezado, agregar el logotipo, el menú y los iconos para
No, that's it.
redes sociales, guardarlo o establecer las condiciones de visualización para todo el sitio y continuar. Lo que realmente tienen que hacer es asegurarse de
There, that's it. That's all we're doing. That's all we're doing. I mean, it is AI, okay? This is YouTube AI now, building in and doing all of that. So, you know, it's not fully natural, but it does open the door. Hey, Pixstar, I've just realized. There you are, Pixstar. Sorry, I was doing my screen thing there. So, some videos from now until the end of September, you will see that ability there. But because I've already got videos uploaded, not all of them had that feature enabled. You can't do it retrospectively unless you upload a brand new video. But by the time we get to October, beginning of October, all of my videos will have that facility there. And it just means that I don't have to worry about, you know, someone in India or someone in Spain or somewhere or Korea, right? It means that there's potential to get more audience, worldwide audience, which I think is pretty neat. You know, I always wondered, like, why has YouTube not got something like that? Or will they ever crack that? So, but it's not been advertised that much, though. It's not been advertised very well. So a lot of people are, like, completely unaware of it. So I feel like there needs to be a bit more done to let people know about that particular feature. I'm just going to lower my desk for a moment. Hold on. There we go. That should be a bit better. So I've got electric. Hold on. Have I lowered it too much? Yeah, I have. There we go. So I got electrical standing desk now, etc. There we go. Can you lower taxes? Would be more useful to us. Trust me, I would love it if I could lower taxes. There's loads of things I would remove from the UK governmental responsibility, so we don't have to carry the burden for some things, but I'm pretty sure I'd be complicated. Do you have a choice of languages, or is it a set list? It's a choice of languages, Charlie, but if you go onto a video, right, and because I think the last one I did was it Spanish? The last one I picked was Spanish. Any video that I now play on YouTube where this feature is enabled will automatically jump to Spanish. So I need to now make sure I put it back to English. Because it is a little bit annoying. You know, I'm going, I don't understand this. Yeah, UK taxes are huge, mate. UK taxes are huge. But there's loads of stuff that I don't want to pay for. But you don't really have a choice. It's the way our country is set up now, you know. And I love how people often say, let's stop paying that and don't pay that and don't pay this. You can't just turn off the tap. You know, entire industries would collapse and stuff would, you know, go amok. But anyway, let's not talk about taxes, all right? It's always a rubbish topic subject. Hey, Gary, morning to you too, my friend. Morning. What time is it for you? What time is it for you right now? Is it 9:30 in New York? Which would make it, what, 6:30 in California? Oh, 8:37, sorry. 8:37, sorry about that. Good to see you here, my friend. Now, I've been live for 53 minutes. I'm only going to be live for another 7. And then I'm going to jump off and basically let my machine handle this stupid video it's uploading at the moment. It's taking forever to upload. Like, I'd love it if it uploads that video before I have to go and get my haircut, so I know it's done. I don't want to go off to the haircut, leave it, and then something happens to my machine or the video. So I've had some really good comments on the back of the web accessibility video. I'm glad it's been appreciated, and I hope people continue watching it and like what I'm putting out there. I had a question in my head and it's gone now. Now, with regards to Elemental version 4, we haven't seen much more other than what we've got at the moment. And I know, you know, the variable class system. I hope we get more because it's, for me, there's been so much noise about version 4 in a good way, mainly, but I want to see more coming out. Open terminal and run caffeine. You will not sleep. My machine never does sleep, to be honest, Phil. It never does. Unless I turn off, it never, ever goes to sleep, like, ever.
I don't even have screensaver enabled anymore. You will. I don't know if you can see it. You probably can't see it, but my teleprompter is just over here. Let me just move that. My teleprompter's over there. I've removed it from my camera. Because I'm now trying something out where if I am going to use the teleprompter for like a talking video, 50% of the time I don't need a teleprompter, I just talk. But if I've got a very particular script I want to stick to, I might set my camera up here, and I have tried it. It worked pretty well, where I'm now recording with the camera facing this way. So what you'll see is my screens. So you'll see the other side, and this other side is not as nice. It's not as sexy. I must say though, on YouTube, there's a lot of videos where people show their desk setup, right? Some people do both sides, like all four sides of the room. But there are a lot of people where they take photos and they show their desk setup, right? And they got their lovely monitors, and they got their slats and their shelves and ornaments and stuff, and everything looks wicked, and they got their lights, and they might have a little gadget or a gizmo or something, and everything, chargers, lovely mechanical keyboard, everything looks brilliant, right? They never show you that side. Because I'm always like, yeah, but if you're recording from a webcam, people are going to see that. It's all great showing this, because it's a bit like right now. You rarely ever see this part of my desk, do you? Or what's on that side of my desk on the other side, or where the lights are, or what's on the wall. You don't really see that. So I always laugh a bit when we see people that are showing them like their desk layout, and they're showing you like the photos taken like here, right? But if they're on a webcam, they're not going to see this. They're going to see that. I always kind of think, why do they never show that bit all the time? Kev, I was about to ask, what's your screen layout? According to TikTok, you can judge a man by their screen layout. Right, so I've got a 3840 by 2160. This is, I can't remember. This is a 29. Hold on. I think that's a 29 inch. Here I've got a 49 inch, which is 3840 by 1080 resolution. So super wide screen. Over here I've got a standing desk, which I'll show you in a I'll show you what it does. So the desk now is going to go up. Just hit the button, right? So it's going to go up. So it now means that I've got to stand up now for this bit, but it now means that like I can move my keyboard and my mouse over to there. Because of the camera, if I stand up, it's going to chop my head off, right? So, because I don't use the camera when standing up, you see. So I can move everything over there, get onto my stepper, and then I can use the rest of that 49 inch, and I can work on that side of the 49 inch. And I can still see stuff over here as well. But when I'm recording, I'm just going to lower it down now. I can just go back down to my desk over here. This will then settle at about 75. Yeah, 75 centimeters. But I need to change this to be 74. It all depends on how I'm sitting. If I'm sat like this, it's too high. I mean, I'm too low. If I sit closer, that's the perfect height, I think. You know, I think that's the perfect height position at the moment. I am planning a video where I will do a proper tour and explain the processes I go through with when I need to record what I switch on and what I've got. You know, I've got the camera on a special arm, Mac Mini. Got my, I nearly unplugged it, which would have been stupid because it's currently uploading my video. Got my SSD over there as well. So I've upgraded a lot. Right, I've upgraded a lot in the last 12
No, 13 days. Now, in the last 13 days, I've upgraded a massive amount with equipment and stuff I've got in this office. Yeah, it's a curved screen. This is a curved screen, but it's a 49-incher. And if you have like a 30-inch curved screen, your curve will be like this. When you have a 49-inch, it's much more gradual. So it will curve, but it's more like that. If it's a smaller screen, the curve is much more prominent. You know, it's more rounded. Whereas here, there's like it's more like that, you know, kind of thing. All right, take care, Charlie. See you soon, mate. You know, but when you have a 49-inch, it can make a bit of a difference, you know, because it means you can see more without having to move your head more. Because if that was 49-inch flat, you would be moving more. But when there's something about the curvature of it, so you just have to glance a little bit and you can see all the way around it. Okay, everyone, I've been live for 1 hour, 1 minute. I'm going to jump off now because I feel like I'm draining the power of the upload because I'm obviously streaming. So I need to give some juice back to the uploading of my video on YouTube. And I hopefully get that video out tomorrow, I hope. Take care, Frank. Take care, Phil, Charlie, Kev, Flippin' Sun, Gary, Real Studios, Pickstar, everyone that's been here. Catch you all soon. Take care. Bye. Whenever I say bye, my mouse is never near the end broadcast button. So I say bye and then I'm still like this. Where's my mouse? Where's my mouse? All right. Take care, everyone. SB Photo, Rory Martin. See you all soon.